Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze. Let's
love.
You just point at me when you don't.
I was burping.
On hill high, he told me not to cry more. My daddy said shoot. My daddy said shoot.
Daddy issues. That's why we're singing that song.
Daddy
y'all.
issues. Daddy issues.
If you haven't heard the cover of the chick singing that, you're missing out.
It's great.
It's great.
Because the song does feel quite country. I remember listening to Lemonade and thinking this is like a country inflected song for that. But it seems to. I would love to hear all of them do it. I think they all did it on one show or something like that.
They did it on the Grammys, I think.
That was what it was. That's what it is. Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, y'all, this is 90 Day to Single Life, episode 4. Daddy issues.
Episode 7, 6?
7.
No, I think it's episode 5. I think it's technically it's episode 7, I think.
7. Yeah, it's 7.
So, God, because we just don't do the pillow talk because it's too meta.
I don't think anyone does. Bay doesn't. Craig, nobody does.
Yeah.
Who does?
I don't know.
If someone's recapping pillow talk, God bless them. They
let
have
them
on their-
have it. Let them do it.
I'm not judging them. I'm just saying good for
Yeah.
you.
Sounds boring to me.
Time. Yeah, it does. Unless it's Alexi and you can kind of see him want to adjust his junk. Like I bet the producer so many times says, and stop tape, Alexi, stop fixing your huge penis.
We can see your balls.
Alexi, we can see your dick. Oh, sorry. And we're back to when Darcy was crying. Which one? First time.
We're back to Rebecca chewing on the side of her mouth.
Which time?
Exactly. We're back to Rebecca.
What do you think of Rebecca's hair? I like it. You think it's too much?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm into it.
I saw it, and my first response was, it's a little dark, and it winds up aging her a little bit. But because she's obsessed with her age, so that's.
I feel like dark hair is a thing though now. Like Molly
no, it
does
is.
that.
It is, but I'm saying on some older women, it will age you.
Oh, Oprah says as we mature, you need to go lighter, makeup and hair color.
Yeah. But I don't know. She's fine with it. She's experimenting with her look. I think what she had, the style she had. I mean,
I liked it.
She's never going to be able to continue that. That's the thing about that style.
Just fixed it. Yeah,
that's the thing about that style, y'all. Is it's anything's better than those wedding bangs that she had going on.
Poodle wasn't happy with wedding.
No, that plastered on bangs look like Christy Morgan in high school.
I did another cameo of Carl's wife, and someone Instagram messaged me and told me they saw it because somebody posted in the Sissy Squad, and they said that because the way I fixed my hair as bangs, because I wrapped my head in a towel, and they said it looked like Rebecca bangs at her wedding.
Those were really bad wedding bangs, and y'all, I will say I support bangs. I just thought that those bangs looked like something from the late 80s, early 90s, and they were bad.
I like bangs.
In general, that Rebecca wedding ensemble, the less said, the better.
We should move on.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. Is the Single Life episode 4.
Single Life.
I have a bubble in my throat.
I have a bubble in the throat.
Daddy
Y'all,
issues.
This show's good. We're just gonna say it again.
God, I hate it that this show is good. This even makes
really
me
good.
Now I still don't like Big Ed. He's a fucking piece of shit. But I can still I'm still want to figure out what happens with him.
I know between this and Big Ed or Pig Royalty, Discovery Life is reeling us in.
Boy, talk about a show that's completed me. Y'all, if you're not spending your nights thinking about are the Reens gonna really win over the Boleros? How many animal prints does Michelle Bolero own? You're not watching Pig Royalty because it stays with you.
It stays. Now, we were going to try to get an episode out this week. I don't know if it's going to happen.
We're doing it tomorrow.
Try. Oh yeah, we're doing it tomorrow.
Yeah,
along with our other show.
Well, along with the British show. Oh, I need to do that tonight.
So we're going to try to get one out this week, y'all. I'm just saying, Dad's fake cancer is taking up time.
I agree. Maybe I'll invent a fake cancer for a relative.
He's going into stem cell though on Monday, so then he's going to be in the hospital, and they're going to have to deal with his fake cancer. My main concern now is
I'll have a great aunt who is taken ill.
That's true. My main concern, and I think it's fine. I talked to a nurse today. I need to make sure my dad's. He wants to make sure his frozen popsicles can go in a freezer somewhere for him. The nurse was very happy when I said he liked popsicles because she said, "Oh, good, that helps with the mouth sores."
What? Jesus, what does he like? What kind of?
Literally, the popsicles you eat when you're 8 years old.
Okay,
like the long.
Oh yeah, with
popsicles.
Yeah, like cherry.
Yeah, but the sugar-free ones.
Oh, that's good that you put him on that.
No, he requested the sugar-free ones.
Really? Because diabetes. The sugar.
Diabetes.
As my father says, sugar diabetes.
Sugar diabetes.
Sugar diabetes, friend.
His fudge-sicles, he likes the real ones.
Okay. But the others, I could see that. The others, and with fruit, you don't really taste the same. The sweeteners, artificial sweeteners work.
For a while, he would say, "Matthew, go get me a fudge-sickle," and I'd say, "Is that a gay slur?"
We need to move on.
Dad, accept me.
I don't want to get into caretaker humor. I don't think that's a brand I want to approach. I don't want orderlies to start listening to our show. I don't want to do bedpan jokes.
I could go on and on.
I know. I want you to shut the fuck up, and I want to talk about the show. I don't want to talk about your father's taste in popsicles. Y'all, deliver me, as my mother would say. Deliver me, oh Lord. Deliver me, Lord. Deliver me.
Let's talk about y'all. Big Ed is speaking of mothers, he's getting ready for his big date with Liz with his mama.
And he's got a roller
to
I guess it's naring his body, putting nair.
Yeah. Yes, he wants to nair all of his body.
We wear short shorts. Big Ed wears short
shorts.
And
if you can't wear short, show. Were those one of the reasons why? Sorry, another gay DD tangent. Is that another reason why, like when I look back, I knew I was a homosexual because no boy sang along with 80s jingles the way I did and danced around the living room.
I'm the same. Yeah, I knew them all. I don't know if that's a gay thing.
Did you dance?
You know,
did you kind of prance? Yeah. That's
I did a lot of prancing. I did a lot of, and when my parents would catch me prancing, I knew it was bad.
Me too. That's where the gay part comes in.
Y'all, if you've got a little boy who prances, God love him. He's doing his best.
You support him.
Start preparing yourself. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes some little straight boys will prance. It's rarer.
Tell your husband now, who's an electrician, that he's gonna like a plug and a plug socket.
I mean,
a male and a male socket.
Prancing is one of the key signs.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
my brother did not prance.
My brother did not prance.
Yeah,
No.
I pranced whenever I possibly could.
Oh yeah.
I would skip. I would gallop. I would prance.
Uh-huh.
I would swing my arms around.
I would spin. I would do spin.
Oh, spinning! God, I miss spinning. I would swing my arms like this. Woo, woo, woo! Like I was throwing sparklers or those flame dancers.
Yeah.
I really couldn't keep my body still. I had to be doing interesting things with my body.
Yeah, that's true.
So speaking of Big Ed, does it
there's like 20 mothers listening to this that just went, oh God.
But it's okay.
Got what I want. I finally got what I wanted.
Well, you got a prancer. I think there was a thing on a thing for a while that was I think it was an Onion thing that had little boys Halloween costumes, and it was a woman saying, "For your effeminate boy," and she's like, "Yeah, this one's a real prancer." It comes out. It was really funny. Yeah, that's one. Oh, it was a fake like Today Show. Yes, and it's like, oh, he's a real prancer.
It was a woman to help make your effeminate boy butcher.
Yes,
over
that's what it was. Yeah, he's got the prance in his step, and she was trying to make him a football player, and he's like, "Mom," she's like, "You're gonna. This will fix all the limp wrists."
It was great.
I think that's what my mother let me be bedtime bear, that she made the costume, which she still reminds me, I made that costume for you.
I see we fixed a drink during the break.
I did. So
all right.
Does it make you sad that Big Ed is working so hard to make himself ready in some weird, perfect way for this woman? Because he really does believe if he's not somehow perfect, his perfection physically, that he can be. And I don't know how making himself hairless like a seal is going to do that. But he somehow equates body hair as dirty and gross.
I'm all about someone doing things because it makes them just feel better.
Yeah.
I'll get the occasional. And by occasional, I mean 3 weeks in one day or 3 months in one day. The occasional Botox and things like that.
3 weeks, 3 months in one day, whenever I can get it.
Doctor, get in the news. I got a bad taste of wrinkles in my forehead.
But you get your shoulders waxed, too.
No, I don't.
Oh, you used to?
No, I don't. Just for cabaret.
Oh, okay.
When I have to wear a dress.
Because your shoulders are quite hairy. They're not creamy and alabaster like mine.
It doesn't bother me. And also, they're not like Big Ed because my hair is really light blonde. I can see why he has black hair. And so that was bothersome.
But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. She knows you're 50-something.
Like, that's the deal. If he did it just because, I feel it's like coloring my hair. I feel fresher when I do this. It feels more like me. One. You know what? I have to say, now that this hair color has died down after a week,
it looks much better. I've
gotten more compliments on my hair color than I've ever gotten.
You just need to go into seclusion for a week and a half. keep doing it. It's gonna be full on like.
Maybe I'll keep it this way.
You can if you like, but you're going to have to do. You'll have to do. What's his name? The guy who wrote Catcher in the Rye. Never seen in public for a while.
I don't mind having Lucille Ball red hair.
I just won't be seen with you in public.
Fine. So, yeah, it just seems a little desperate, and so and even like I get it. He wants to do a great second date, and he wants to. This is the thing that's reminded me about Ed. And now that I know Ed, when you first meet Ed and you don't know him, you're like, oh, he wants to do things. This is sweet. He wants
J.D.
to do
Salinger. Thank you. I was just like rounding my tongue. Sorry, who wrote Catcher in the Rye?
Oh, I could have told you that.
I said the guy who wrote Catcher in the Rye, and you just moved on.
Because I was bored, not because I didn't want to tell you what it was.
What else did J.D. Salinger write?
Tulips for everyone.
The answer is Franny and Zoe and nothing. Because he couldn't deal with it.
Franny and Zoe's a play, right?
No, I think it's a novella.
So anyway, y'all, but there's even the second date. It's not like, oh, I want to do something cool. It's like, I've got to impress her.
Yeah,
I've got to like be.
The stakes are really high.
Even his mom is like, honey,
take it down a little bit.
Yeah. Even his like mother is like, yeah, maybe just like chill a little bit.
And he keeps saying things like, I need to know as soon as possible if we're moving in the right direction. This is date 2.
Did you see his face when he told his mom that she was 28? Did you see her face?
Yeah.
She just kind of looked like she looked like she swallowed like old lemon juice. Kind of like.
Honestly, y'all, Big Ed needs someone in his life, and maybe he would not believe them. He needs someone like that woman he had dinner with, who just tells him the hardest truth, like real talk. This is what you need.
Well, you know what Ed needs? He needs to not be with anyone right now, because what happens is, now that I'm seeing this with Liz, I'm like, okay, I get your pattern. You tell women, and women think you're so nice and so accommodating, but what it is, you feel like shit about yourself, and you date out of desperation. And then when you actually get a woman to date you, and they're starting to be in a relationship,
obsess over it.
You obsess and sabotage it, and make them feel like there's something wrong with them because you can't admit that you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Ed, I just saved you 10 years of therapy. There's your problem,
and
Work
a lot of money.
And a lot of money.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, or hit the living teapot on the head, as we call him. With that hair, he looks like a fucking teapot.
When he puts it up, yeah.
So, I also wrote down, why does he have a unisex restroom sign on his door? We don't need that. We don't need signs for the restroom, y'all. We don't need that. That is bad word art. Take it down if you have it in your house. Take down the sign that says kitchen. Take down the sign that says bedroom.
Ed does, I think, photograph out of his home.
You know what? That is a point.
So
you have a good. That's a great point.
And because it was a unisex, so maybe he wants to be supported in that way. Because I think he is pretty supportive. But more importantly, why did we have to see Ed's butt?
I agree. And why did his mother have to come in?
He just walks around. I mean, I guess I'm a little more free in that, like, after I've seen my dad just naked all the time and I'm used to it.
Yeah, you don't need to see it, though.
But would you let your mama see you naked now?
No.
Wait, do you walk around in your disgusting underwear in front of your mother?
No.
That's good.
I wear shorts. I don't walk around. No, I don't do that.
I don't either. Poodle's underwear.
I've got some disgusting underwear.
Please, no imagination.
You know what the thing is? I don't buy like the really nice gay underwear because I have a problem with that.
He's not buying like Ginch Gonch.
I'm not buying Ginch Gonch, which y'all, that's just slutty underwear. You know, get on. We're sex positive, but those are like $70 a pair.
No, they're not.
70. They're
$70 on underwear.
They're probably like I'm being hyperbolic. They're probably like close to $50 though. They are. And they go out. They go out like in style within a year. So, but it's a big thing in the gay community to wear like cute, like fancy underwear from like about 2 or 3 places. To Exist is very famous. I had a couple of pairs of To Exist underwear, and they basically fell off of me because I would not throw them away after about a year because they're pieces of shit. A lot of gays just wear Calvin Klein underwear.
Wait, are we dating ourselves? Our Ginch Gonch is gone?
Maybe.
Oh, the website looks like
now
it's open. Maybe
now it's Basket. That's in
Basket.
Baskit. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, they're only $17.99 now on Amazon, but maybe they're. Oh my God!
They used to be really expensive.
Are we dating ourselves?
I think we're dating ourselves. I think we're really old.
Oh my God!
I buy David Archie from Amazon.
Wow.
They have all different kinds, though. It's cute. They're cute underwear. We need to move on. I'm giving too much away.
Yeah, that's what they called you in college for sure.
These niggas giving too much away. Seriously.
Seriously.
Like, put something on. We're begging you. Leave something to the imagination.
We get it, Poodle.
We get it. Cover your asshole, please.
Okay, Mama. Okay, so so Mom is like, I don't want to seem hurt. And the mom's kind of says, well, you need to find out why she's been married twice. And I'm like, not on the second date.
Don't.
No. And she's like, but I did laugh when the mom says, well, maybe they were like boy toys, or maybe they were arrogant, or maybe they were, what does she want? Does she want a
boisterous?
Boy toy?
They were boisterous.
Yeah, boisterous. Or she wanted arrogant, a macho man.
And you're none of those.
And I thought, did she believe all men that women date are the village people?
I did think of her being in a small village somewhere, and she's like, a boisterous man came today.
A boisterous
swept
man.
me off my feet.
Which she dated quickly. She's like, but that worked out. But anyway, she even says he's moving too fast. Should we talk about the date?
Got a singular sensation, things are moving too fast. You musical theater queens will get that. You don't get that.
No.
That's Jason Robert Brown. Last 5 years, moving too fast. Singular impression, not singular sensation. I want to say also, you're doing the snores. People came at you about grammar and all the vocabulary stuff on the Sissy Squad. People were like, "Oh, I really enjoy it. I think it's interesting."
Okay, like 4 people.
24.
No, we have like 4 people, and we have easily 30 listeners.
And so many, they flooded my inbox. Also what they call being college.
Yeah. You haven't had anything flooded since the pandemic.
Just an engine. So I think Ed, is taking her because he thinks he has to be in an interesting date. He's taking her to yoga, but it's goat yoga. And goat yoga's been around for a while. Y'all, it's a gimmick. Everyone knows that. It's just it's a fun thing to do for a reality TV thing.
This did not look relaxing to me at all.
No, because the goats are the goats were fighting with one another right in front of you.
Yeah, they were really
they were poorly behaved. I must say
they were very behaved and are very
poorly behaved.
Poorly behaved. And it cracked me up that Ed kept talking about how much he loved yoga when clearly
he wasn't very good at it at all.
Never done yoga in his life.
Maybe once, but he got a Groupon.
They asked him to do a downward dog, and he looked like he was about to shit his pants.
Can I also say the Ed McMahon style revolving wheel of commentary he was doing? Was speaking of, I think we possibly may have 2 of the goats here with us.
We do. We have an exclusive interview, everybody. We have the 2 goats that were fighting. We have 2 goats, Willie and Billy, are here today.
So Billy's on my end. I think Willie. I think Willie must have flown out all the way to Texas to see you.
He did. He ate some of my dad's medications, and I don't know what he's going to say.
Great.
I think he had some morphine, and we're worried. And a little bit of Flomax, so he's going to be peeing all night. All night, y'all.
It's called Flomax. Is the thing that makes you piss?
Well, actually, that's Lasix.
Again, this is caretaker humor, and we need to move on. I can't do this to our listeners.
Flomax opens up your urethra, so your pee, so you pee a little easier.
I don't need to know this. I'm gonna keep our caretaker humor to maybe 1 minute. I'm gonna make it the caretaker minute, where you can talk about shit pills. Because I'll be honest, couldn't be more bored about it. And I have a feeling that most of our listeners are the same. I can't talk about adult diapers. I can't talk about any of that.
His fluffies.
Yeah, I can't talk about the fluffies.
Y'all, if you need to know which one of the best, I need to order some of those.
We're going to move on.
Hey, Siri, remind me tonight at 11:30, order diapers for Dad. No. Hey, Siri, remind me tonight at 11:30, order diapers for Dad.
We're off the rails. P.S.
Okay, added to today's reminders.
If I ever hear my son, if I ever have a son, say, hey, Siri, order diapers for Dad, someone just push me off a cliff. Honestly, just putting that out there. If you're around and you hear that, take me to Dover and push me off. I'll enjoy my body breaking against the rocks. I wonder what my body would sound like slamming against those rocks. And when it lands, would my eyes be closed or open? That's Bjork, but thank you.
All right, and here's our interview with
this is off the rails.
With Billy and Willie.
Welcome to the show, Willie and Billy.
Welcome to the show. Well,
thanks. It was hell to get here. 2 bus transfers.
I ain't flying in coach. It was. How are you, Billy? It's good to see you.
I'm good. I would next time. Don't pull pranks on me before we leave.
Yeah. Well, Billy, Willie, so glad you're here. Kind of want to ask y'all, what were you fighting about? That's what everybody wants to know.
Well, I'll tell you right now. This one thought it was really funny to put goat pills all over my bed.
That's what we call poop for human people.
And you know what?
And then he ate them because he was hungry.
That's what I do. Those pills look delicious. Like Tic Tacs. But they're brown.
Okay, Billy, Willie, I'm not sure about this segment, but we're going to keep going. I've
got to ask, what did you think about Big Ed's yoga technique? Maybe if he wasn't stopping making all kinds of stories and comebacks like he's some kind of fucking goat Lenny Bruce.
Aliens are real, Willie. I didn't know. I mean, Billy, I forgot my name. Aliens are real. I didn't know that human tomatoes could move their arms like that.
That's a read.
Wait a minute. Are we gay goats?
Definitely.
Definitely.
You tried to fuck me the other night. Even though you're my brother.
Okay, this is getting weird, goats. How
dare you? How dare you judge me? I've been trapped in the same pen with this kid. Right, Billy? Wait, am I Billy?
We're going to get letters for this segment, and I'm going to end it. Thank you, Billy, and thank you, Willie the goat.
Bye. I'm going to go sell my ass on the street.
My brother's a whore.
Guilty.
Sometimes we have guests in here, and sometimes
they're not ready for prime time.
They're ready for prime time. Wow.
Wasn't ready for that.
So basically, there's not much more to talk about here except for you actually kind of already talked about it, Poodle, where
it was uncomfortable because he has to respond.
And it's sweet. They have a sweet little date, but yes, it's become so deep so quick.
Also, he has to respond to goat yoga. Everything is a joke, and he has to think he has to entertain the entire class, and even the woman.
There's already goats there.
Exactly. The entertainment is the goats.
Yeah.
And first of all, you guys, no one was getting any goat yoga done. This was a woman talking about warrior pose. Goats were running around. This is a gimmick. If you're thinking you're going to do your next date with goat yoga, no.
Just go pet goats.
Just go pet goats or do yoga.
I've done that. Goats are very sweet, actually. They're sweet.
Although Billy and Willie weren't. They were maybe they were having rough sex before.
Yeah. So they talk a little bit about their kids a little bit.
She actually asked about his daughter,
and
who
my
is
favorite
2 years older than she is.
What my favorite part is when he's like, "Well, my daughter's 30," and then I love Ed said what fucking predator people said. Well, age is just a number, and Liz was like, and Liz immediately responded back. She's like,
"No, it's not.
I don't believe that's true, y'all, because it's not. Age is not just a number,
and it's not
like if you're 25 and 30, age is just a number, but when you're 20 years apart." Age matters.
And it's a fixed number, and life, and even more than age, life experience matters.
Yes.
And someone who is, what is Big Ed, 54? Am I just making that up?
I think.
But someone who is 54 is at such a different place in his life than someone who is 28.
He's 55.
Thank you. And it's okay to know that, but you need to have these conversations and find some way where you can get on the same page. You can't just ignore your age and your experience in life.
Actually, it's not even ignoring, it's denying.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that is classic Ed, to deny what's really happening in the relationship.
Oh, that's his fatal flaw.
That's his fatal
really
flaw.
Bad.
If he lived in reality more, I actually think I think he could find probably a decent relationship. So
I think
anyway.
he's had to go. I think because of his disability and how he looks, he's had to go so far in his mental kind of story making up for himself.
And I get that. Like the way his mom talked about, like he never seemed inhibited. That's great. I love that as a kid, he was like, fuck it. I'm not going to be inhibited. I'm going to be confident. But it's now almost gone too far. I'm not saying he has to acknowledge a physical thing, but just it's not even like, yeah, you don't talk about your physicalness or however, but that carries into the way he interacts with people.
No, you're dead on.
How he sees,
yeah.
It
makes you not really be present in living your truth. You're just kind of living some kind of weird best version of yourself that you really never realized.
Never got. You're like a living meme.
He wants to be. He's got a fucking tattoo of himself on his leg. This is, to be honest, if he was my client, if he was my coaching client, I would
get the tattoo removed.
No, that I would first ask him. That's a foregone conclusion, but I think I would say, I think I would do an exercise basically that said, "Who are you? Who do you think you are?" Literally. And tell me all the things. And then what do you think people say about you? What do you think people
The Dolly
think
Parton
about
trifecta?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then basically I guarantee you through that exercise, you could kind of let him see. And then you would invite, this is one of the few things as a coaching person, I would invite his friends and I would invite people who love him in to say, you can't live this kind of way. I think he needs some kind of fucking intervention, honestly.
Thinking about growing my hair out.
We already have a Ronald McDonald, but so we need to move on.
Sorry.
We already have a Carrot Top.
I hit my Ed wall.
That's all I have for Ed. Can we move on to Fernanda, who I like much more?
Yes. Let's talk about
Fernanda. Fernanda is so lovely and funny, and I just want the best for her, and I'm really worried Robbie's going to fuck her up. And if so, Robbie, call me, because
Robbie is now. Actually, I was wrong. You have flooded your basement since the pandemic, and his name is Rob.
Oh my God, y'all! Oh, I have such a thing for him. I love bad men like Robbie.
I need y'all to send us his Instagram link.
I need to see him shirtless. I need to see potentially his dick pics.
Yes,
because those are going to help me on cold nights to keep warm.
Yeah, y'all. She's with Vanessa.
I'm glad she has a roommate who's supportive. She's definitely a modeling roommate, though.
Funny you say that, though, but
yeah, maybe not supportive. She's kind of in the middle.
No, not. I think Vanessa's in love with Fernanda.
Really?
Think about watch it again, and it's like the way she talks about her. She's like,
They do love avocado toast, which is very lesbianic. Avocado toast.
She was like, so how was the date? How was the date was? And she's like, I'm trying to follow what my therapist said and don't take everything as a red flag. And she's like, but we kissed and I would see him again. And Vanessa, her face kind of falls and you kind of see her inside voice say, smile, damn it, smile. And she goes, I'm so happy for you. So I just want you to be happy.
So maybe Vanessa is in love with her.
And she's like, the way she looks at her is like, so it's like the first time Poodle and I ever saw an uncut dick. We're just like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
What is this? Oh my God.
Magical
The proportions are all different.
It's so different, and yet it's so enticing. That's the way she looks at Fernanda.
It's both ugly and beautiful at the same time.
Oh, it's not ugly to me.
Oh, I think there can be ugly uncut dicks.
Oh, there can be ugly dicks.
Yes. Yeah.
Period.
But there can be ugly dicks. I'm saying you have to have a certain appreciation for the uncut dick.
I just want to gnaw it like a dog bone.
Okay, didn't need that. That might have been one of the most disgusting things you've ever said. My stomach is actually on the floor right now because that was you. This is not a video. You did not see what happened. What accompanied gnawing it like a dog bone. Just be glad you didn't. But I think you might have something there. So they are going out. The 5 friends. I think these are all models because they all look like it.
I'm trying not to judge them, but y'all, is this the way young people felt about COVID and why COVID was rampant? Because
everyone's just doing what the fuck they want.
They were just wearing their mask into the bar, and then as soon as they got in the bar, just taking off their mask.
Chicago is in general more open than other places. I want to say their friends who are in the bar. One of them is a gay guy who's just like, oh my God.
Jake would fuck him.
Oh, I totally would. I slowed down to see what he was like. So Robbie comes in. And first of all, it's a little, I kind of get it, but for the second date to introduce him to a friend circle is early.
It's early. And he also comes in and like gives her a pretty passionate kiss.
Now, this is a move that Poodle would do. And if it happened to me, that's the way.
Yo, this is how you date Jake.
Oh, this is how you date me. Yeah. In fact, lots of men have dated me this way when they've met my friends.
I've met many guys for the first time who said, oh, Jake says, oh, that's a guy I'm dating. And he's walked over and just made out with Jake in front of me for like a minute.
Yep. I tend to choose those. So he comes in and just starts to kissing her. And I'm like, I'm turned on. And so he's a biter, y'all, too. This is the thing. Y'all, this guy is oily. I'm telling you, this guy is no good for her. So, Robbie, you need to call me. Because I can handle you.
Well, I
can do everything Fernanda can do
with just a little bit of butt hair.
Take those brambles out. We're gonna be doing a new sponsorship possibly with Manscaped. So you know what? No more brambles. No more wispies.
No more wispies. So
I appreciate y'all. I got a lot of feedback on Bramble Talk.
I got a lot of feedback of women saying, no, don't shave your ass. I will never shave my ass.
Women did say that because
they wax it, apparently.
Yeah, but what did we say when a woman, who was that who said that?
I think I said something about shaving ass, and you said something alluding like women shave their ass. And
no.
I don't think women shave
it was
their ass.
Someone said it on 90 Day or one of the other shows we watch. I didn't say that.
Oh, who was it? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Well,
no, I didn't say it. She's like, all women do this.
We do find out Robbie is a trial attorney. And
that's his business. And
one of her model friends, again, this is not what you ask someone on a second date. But
what makes you focused?
What makes you find interesting about Fernanda?
No, no one asked that.
And immediately Robbie says her independence. And they're like, they say, oh, he's got a perfect answer for everything.
Because he's an attorney. Lawyer.
And I'm like, yes, I work at a law office. They have a perfect answer for everything.
It's what they do.
It's what they do.
Yeah.
And so he's answering all these questions happy. And you just look.
And they're constantly making out.
And Vanessa is just, sitting there just watching, kind of eyes glazed, and then she just kind of blurts out, "I'm so happy you're happy."
You're right. I need to rewatch this
smiles,
because
Vanessa wants to scissor with Fernanda.
I think you might be right now that I think about it.
I'm here for it.
When he said,
and the producer asked, "Are you going to sleep with him?" And she's like,
"I don't want to give him blue balls." Y'all, sleep. He's got a nice penis, and I know it because I know that type. God, I've fucked that type of guy who is that kind of like alpha. He's super. Now, I will say this: he's super dominant in bed, so he's not that great in bed.
But he'll have sex with you anywhere.
Yes. But he kind of only wants his. Yes, you'll get yours, but he's so ready to get his on. Mm-hmm. Boy, I really know this type of guy. And I've really been with a lot of guys. I'm a slut.
You really need to have sex.
I 10 to 12 days and counting. Anyway,
y'all. So Fernanda, it's the next morning. She didn't have sex with him. She's like, "I'm afraid. I don't want to get hurt anymore." And
she's
then
eating cake for breakfast, which I appreciate.
Then there, because she absorbed the alcohol. And then we see she's talking to her therapist, Frida, from Mexico. Frida, and who's kind of helped her go through her divorce.
Frida's not bad, y'all.
No, she's a good therapist.
Some asking good questions.
She is, and her hair is really cute.
Yeah.
And so basically, we find out that her dad left her mom when she was pregnant with him.
Yeah, she never really had a father.
And that really hurt her. And then we see, which makes sense, which happens a lot of young people that don't have one parent in their life, whether it's father or mother,
the pattern.
Often get married very young. Perfect example. I know he's not as young, but you see Kyle wanted to marry noon. He wanted to jump into that
and make a family.
Now, luckily, he found Noon, and they're the best couple in 90 Day History. So
I love them.
But and I think same thing they seem to be doing. But Avery and Omar, same example. Yeah. I think she had her mom, and she has her, but some. Yeah, but no, she talked about having a trauma.
We know something happened on the way to heaven. There, y'all. You could not watch Avery and me and Omar's season.
Me and Omar
without saying, "Old Avery, haram; new Avery, halal."
Yeah,
something went down.
And
to make a radical conversion to Islam in the middle of Ohio
takes a lot.
Yeah.
So Fernanda is basically saying she ran to the first guy who said they loved her and got married because it made her feel happy and it made her feel cared for.
And because she has the name of the show, daddy issues.
Because she thought she would, when she meet, and this happens a lot. People think when I meet my father, it's going to be better, but it wasn't. Instead, she just lived with her grandparents, care for the most.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of in with the therapist saying you need to talk to her dad.
That's her homework. She's
really crying. It's really moving, and she wants to know why he left her.
I will say, hers is my favorite segment of this season. Hers is my favorite storyline.
I actually like the next segment more, or not more, but I did like the next segment with Molly a lot too.
No, this is cringe for me.
It was cringe, but it was a little bit of sometimes the TLC is the Learning Channel. We'll talk about it when we get back from the break.
It's time for MDNA. Molly.
What? Oh, MDNA. I was like, what's that?
God, you've done such very little drugs. It's kind of upsetting.
It's like my dad's getting his stem cells on 420, and I said, "Dad, you're going to feel high on 420." He's like, "What's that?"
I would have loved to have known you at like 22 and introduced you to drugs.
I'd be dead. You would have killed me.
And I didn't do that much Molly, but
my father put the fear of God into me about it. Fear of God.
You know, you gotta know for a while that your parents. I knew very early that my parents trying to scare me wasn't really real.
Well, for me, it was meth wasn't as big a deal as it was now, but still, back then they called it crack. But
no, I never did crack.
No, but my dad, like a lot of his plumbing hands and stuff, like one died. Like, so there were people around us that their lives were ruined.
Right, I gotcha.
That's what I saw of it. So I thought that was the only thing that happened when you did drugs, which does happen a lot when you do illegal drugs all the time. So, I mean, like when you're addicted to drugs, not like, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's like, I think that's I'm not advocating drug use.
No, it was very Nancy Reagan say no to drugs.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a very, very much of a kind of
that's
a
all
puritanical. Yeah, I get that.
That's what
I didn't until I went to college. You never got offered like weed or like even cocaine at college.
I have never been offered cocaine in my life.
Wow. Guess we've been around different people.
Wait, no. Once. I'm sorry, once. I have once at a party in North Texas.
And what were you saying? Oh, no, thanks. I'm watching my figure.
Said I'm fine.
Oh, fuck. I would have been like hoovering that up at like 22. Y'all, if I could snort it, take it,
I literally thought
mainline it.
I literally thought I would shoot it up my nose and I would die.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I just question so much of that.
Part of me still thinks that. I would do ecstasy now. I kind of wish I would have done ecstasy and like had sex.
Maybe we should do ecstasy sometime.
I don't think us doing full-on illegal drugs on a recorded show is a good idea.
You're probably right. Let's talk about Molly, MDNA.
Wow. Y'all, it's the day after Kelly, and they're in bed.
By the way,
what did your vibrator just turned on?
My refrigerator is making that noise, and I don't know what it is, and I need to call it.
Poodle, it's trying to make ice. That's your ice maker.
That's what it is.
You have to turn off your ice maker.
I need to turn it off. Thank you for telling me that.
It's not connected to water.
That's right. That's why it's making that noise.
Son of a plumber.
You're welcome. You are so useful sometimes. Like
I'm actually quite handy. Y'all, there was once a cabinet.
Yeah, they called you hand job.
That's who.
I don't want to talk about. No, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. I'm actually really embarrassed by this.
There's a cabinet in Poodle's old apartment that he couldn't open for 5 years. He tried the paint was chipped.
Yeah.
There was you used a screwdriver, right?
Yes.
It was this beautiful glass.
I thought it was stuck with paint.
And y'all, all you have to do is push the button in on the handle and unlock it and open it. And I looked at it and opened it in 30 seconds. And you would have think that I just discovered water.
And I laughed like an actual fool after that. I'd spent so much time. There were actually paint shavings.
He was thinking about breaking the glass to open it.
I was. I don't like to think about that.
Anyway.
So Molly,
you burned 1 million calories last night when we fucked.
I think she emphasized her Southern accent, but she's like,
too.
I'm surprised you're awake. We banged all night. The sexual chemistry is good and the other stuff is too.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if it's conscious as much as she does what a lot of women do back home where I'm from. Like she does what my cousin,
don't say cousin Lolo.
It is her, but she's like
cousin Lolo has an embargo on. I don't want to talk about cousin Lolo.
But she would say, "Hi, Jake, how are you?" And my dad's second wife was like that too.
Yeah,
Brenda. So there's a lot of women.
Brenda,
I will say, mostly older. I think generationally it's getting better. Women are learning to talk in a more authoritative voice in the South. But y'all, in the South, this is a big deal. This is how women have to talk to kind of placate themselves to men.
And figure out where they fit.
Especially smart, sexual women like Molly.
Well, I think Molly's trying to be sexual in her own way, but she doesn't really know how to do it.
How would she know? She's in the middle of the deep fucking South where women are like chastity belt chains.
And she's trying to experiment. We see her doing like boudoir shoots. We see her doing that's when I said, I think on the first episode, Molly would really benefit from like S&M play, I think. And
I think she would benefit from like a lesbian retreat. I
think it'd be too much shame for her. I think it's too much to accomplish.
Burn that shame barn down. You want to burn it down, y'all.
Yeah, but I don't think she's ready for that because she hasn't gotten over any of her past relationships yet.
And that's true. And she said, though, she's like, we have real good chemistry. And after that, we can just chill on the couch. And it's not weird. I mean, he can sit there and we could be watching live PD eating Cheetos. And I feel like he's my friend.
And I thought, wow, number one, that's amazing that you have that. Number two, what a low bar to set.
Well, it's beautiful what she's saying.
I know, but I'm saying
no. What she's saying is that all of her past relationship, she always
divorced sexuality from anything else. Yeah, I get you.
And that maybe she wants for life, because Kelly, at least the way it's coming off now, does seem very chill and fine with her the way she is. And I don't think Molly's dated a lot of people like that.
Well, I think she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. And
it's hard for her. That's why, y'all, that's the exact, I mean, we could sum up this whole segment in 30 seconds. Poodle just nailed it. She's waiting for the other shoe to drop, and that's why she keeps asking all these questions.
He said, she even says, unless you're going to Jekyll and Hyde me like someone before, honey, you can't say things like that to people you're in new relationships with.
No.
They're going to think you're crazy. And
they are.
And honestly, talk about driving someone away. That's the way to do it. I will say I got super distracted because she made cheese grits, which is what my mother always makes me.
I wrote down Poodle couldn't focus when she made cheese grits.
First of all, I hope she made it with sharp cheddar cheese because that's the only way to eat cheese grits. Not but the way Britney Spears' father said, you gotta make cheese grits with American cheese. Nope. Where I grew up, you make them with cheddar cheese with a sharp cheddar.
I've never had them with American cheese.
Jamie Spears talked about it one time. Have you ever had cheese grits?
Yeah, remember our friend used to make them on Thanksgiving, and they were amazing.
Oh yeah, oh yes, the friend who I don't talk to anymore.
The grits were good.
That was a cheese grit casserole. But that's what my mom makes for me every time I go home.
Could you make like an Italian-inspired cheese grits, like with Parmesan or something like that? Okay.
That's polenta. Fuck off. Fuck off with your polenta. Give me cheese grits. That's
okay.
Yeah.
But could you do like if you want to do a French and do like a blue cheese?
No, not blue cheese. You wouldn't eat it. It's too much.
Like with some crackers or something? Okay.
No.
Havarti?
I'm going to move on. This is all garbage.
Now, this conversation I liked, actually. Molly actually, she wants to talk about Kinsley, right? It's Kinsley.
Yeah, yep. Kinsley is she talked about her disability with her fragmented chromosome. And I actually did some, I looked this up, and I know, shockingly, I Googled. And when she was talking about a lot of this, she was like, she's brilliant. She can't tie her shoes, but she can't tie her shoes. And
she said she can have big words and use conversations, but she can't tie her shoe. Yeah.
And this is always a problem with when I deal with parents who have kids on the spectrum or ASD, kids with ASD at all. You always want to play up how normal they are first, and then you undercut with the disability.
But did you feel like I didn't feel like
she's not doing
feel like
that
Molly
much.
did that. I feel like she really laid it on the line what Kinsley's like.
No, what's interesting is I found out that a lot of fragmented chromosome kids, especially more of them are male, it seems like, the symptoms are very much similar to autism. And so, because everything I was reading was, like it's like a 60 to 70% intersection with autism. So, and when she's saying she won't, she'll hug you one day and the next day she won't, that's total ASD behavior.
I thought she had a good adult, realistic conversation.
No, she did.
I was going to about her kid. And then basically she kind of like, she's like, you know, she never know how she's going to be loving or she's going to not want to talk to you at all. She said, it's hard. And Kelly says,
he responded well.
I'm ready. But what broke my heart is Molly looked at him and she said, how do you know?
Yeah.
And I thought,
honey, you're never going to know. You're never going to know for sure.
And I wrote two things. First of all, I wrote in that moment because I think Molly was really herself and like really authentic. And like, she is beautiful. Like, I think outer body, the essence of like, I just think she's a beautiful person. She's a
good person and she's a beautiful person. She's been hurt a lot.
And I just like want to hug her.
And she needs like a therapist 3 times a week to deal with that baggage.
Well, it's when she said, how do you know, what that really, really was saying, she said, how do you know? But I think she wanted to know is, are you going to leave me?
Are you going to do this? Yeah.
Are you? Because she wants she just can't. And after what she went through, I'm going to get really triggered when we see her season because it looks like whatever his name was.
Oh, he was in a complete shit to her.
Horrible and abusive to her kids. So she doesn't, but I mean, the brokenness of trust here broke my heart.
And I need to say this.
I gotta take my pants off.
And no, you're not going to. And I need to say that people get in relationships with them that are familiar. So if you have a traumatic relationship, you have someone who has used you before, you're going to choose someone who has used you again, unless you make that change.
But, you know,
because that feels normal to you.
There's a hole in my underwear. Well, shit.
Gross.
Hannah, actually, from Summer House, kind of do as I say, not as I do. But when she was talking to Paige, I meant to say this in the show. She had this great line, basically, that I can't remember.
Hannah gives the best advice. She just can't take it.
What was it that she said? She said basically like, it was basically paraphrasing and saying like, stand up for your life, make uncomfortable choices, and watch your life change.
And watch your life change. Yeah.
And I think that
I loved that. We should have said that.
I know we should. Well, we're saying it now.
We should have said that on our Summer House episode.
Yeah, that episode was bad.
It was
like one of the. So, anyway, I hope that she can believe Kelly. So now, the kids they're going to go kayaking and they're making picnic baskets, and so the
picnic basket.
Kinsley comes in and she literally
hugs him. Of course, first
she does what I've seen Poodle do to me whenever like a hot guy enters a party. She just shoved Molly aside and then just hugged Kelly.
Yeah. I will say
happened to me.
I will. Yeah. Well, you're not what I'm going for.
Usually if a hot guy comes in the room and Jake and I are both at a party and we both see him, especially when I was single, you would just hear from like across the room. It would be like a Loch Ness monster coming out of the thing, and because they were drinking at the same time, and you just heard mine, and then he came, and then I usually fell down a flight of stairs.
Yeah. I will say that's a very common thing with kids with ASD to want to have physical contact with you, and then the next day and you will and just like hot and cold, you will see that. I have students who immediately they now know because they're at a school. The school I teach at works exclusively with kids with autism and kids with learning disabilities. So now they get enough occupational therapy to tell them the first impulse to hug someone is not what you should do. You have to respect everyone's boundaries. But I don't know if Kinsley is going to a special school or not.
Also she's not at school,
right?
You know, it could be different. So it just could be different.
It's interesting when we start up again, always in the fall. There is a learning curve always we have to remind them of boundaries.
It's probably going to be a lot with kids being home.
If I go back to the school I'm working at now, I'm totally worried. I'm going to have to have a whole conversation probably every day for 2 weeks about boundaries.
Because Poodle doesn't like to be hugged by anybody.
if you know me, I'm okay if you give me the signals for a hug, but if you go in for it, I'll hug you like a dead fish.
Or
like
you'll
it'll
kind of
just
react
be,
like Liz reacts when we saw Next Time on Single Life when Ed tries to kiss her.
yeah. Oh my
When I watched
God.
that, I screamed at my
That
TV.
was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life.
I screamed. Yeah.
So anyway, basically, you guys, Kinsley hugs him and she says, "How did you enjoy sleeping with my mom last night?"
So I think that's what Molly means. Like, she gets it.
She gets
like
it.
She kind of knows what's going on.
No, kids who have autism and kids who are on the ASD spectrum, or they all get it. It's if they choose to say it or not.
Well, this is something that I just wish, and maybe they've dated longer than they let on, but it's like then Kinsley later, when she's doing her testimony on the camera, it's like saying, I hope that someday they will have a wedding and get married. And it's just like, she's already...
No, that's typical. You just need to let that,
But she's already invested. And that's where it kind of leads into Molly says, I need it. We're going to have lunch with Olivia, because Olivia, on the other hand, her other daughter doesn't trust her choices in men.
Boy, this was a fucking interrogation.
It was. And I got a little distracted, y'all, because I got upset because they
a place called Honeysuckle Biscuits.
Honeysuckle Biscuits, and they just had drinks.
I agreed. What the fuck?
That would be like, why would you go to Papacitos and not get, or why would you go to Torchy's Tacos and not get queso? Or
Dunkin' Donuts and not have a donut.
I don't get that.
Or Krispy Kreme and just get coffee. Fuck
asshole.
You. So Olivia, and this has been documented on their season, they've had problems. And Olivia kind of grew up in the middle of Luis and a previous relationship of Molly's. And so you can see Olivia trying to create space between this new guy and
It reminded me of Life After Lockup with Andrea and her kids. I can't remember their names now.
Tennyson and Nyla.
Tennyson and Nyla, who are wanting to take care of the younger sister, Priscilla, who's still living there.
I agree. That's a very good comparison.
Because Olivia's... Y'all, this is the whole parentified child thing. And I know this because I lived it. Olivia is used to her mother making bad choices in men and having to pull her mother back together. And she describes, like, she tells both of them, she's like, look, and I can't believe this is going to horrify me on this season, but like, y'all, especially when you have a child like Kinsley, you can't be screaming.
No.
You can't be yelling. You cannot do things in this home because it is traumatic to this child. Yeah,
and it's the barometer of your emotions needs to be handled very, very carefully.
I don't mean that as a judgment. Just
no. You're speaking the truth.
I just mean like for people that are like, if you have kids on the spectrum and you're like, but I yell, you're judging. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying it affects them more. It's just kind of looking at it unemotionally.
It needs to be considered in the home environment.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Whatever. If you are dating actively and have a kid with autism, or have a kid on the autism
you have
spectrum,
a more specialty with that, and you're more comfortable saying that. I am not. I'm just there.
But no, I'm just saying that has to be considered.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's sad to me that Olivia is reminding her mother, hey, please consider this.
And I wrote down, wow, this is motherfucking heavy to bring a man into so soon.
So soon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, what is Kelly? Because I'll be honest, if I was brought into this soon in a relationship.
When can I get a plane ticket out?
I'd run.
Yeah.
I'd run because it just would feel not joyless.
Here's the thing.
To me at all.
Here's the thing. You introduce them to you to the point where you become something that this sounds petty and a little manipulative, but you introduce them to you, and then you say, this is what I have in my life. And then slowly, very slowly, bit by bit, you introduce them via FaceTime to your other parts of your family.
Agreed.
That are going to be... But this feels like she's trying to do everything in one swipe. and of course Olivia's going to have a problem with it.
Yes.
And as a child of a mom who's trying to do this, Olivia never wants to feel like she's being made to sign off on this guy.
No.
And what should happen is if Molly just said, this is and obviously talked to Kelly ahead of time, saying, this is Kelly. He's just a friend of mine. He's just wanting to meet you. Know if we're going to be together, blah, blah, blah. And you lower the bar, you guys. This is the thing. People sometimes think dating with kids is a hard thing to do. It is. It is. You have to be careful about it. Lower the bar, lower the stakes on people you bring home to meet your kids. Tell your kids this is a friend. Don't say this is someone who might be your future stepfather, like AKA Chevelle from Love After Lockup, or Daddy.
Maila, this is gonna be your dear daddy.
Y'all, you got to repeat this after me. Lower the stakes, lower the bar.
Yeah.
That's how we do this. That's the thing. People often think, people who have been divorced with kids, they're like, oh, I guess I'll never find someone else again because no one's going to want someone with kids.
Goodbye to love. No one ever loved the way that you before.
I don't know that song.
Oh, that's a Carpenter song.
Oh, God.
I guess I'll say goodbye to
I can
love.
just see you listening to your room, listening to the Carpenters and crying.
I love the Carpenters.
Shocking.
At a very, very young age.
Yeah, because you're a big fag. Anyway, Olivia says, is this a little fast? And Molly gets super defensive about it, which is just not the best. And she even says, but Olivia says to Kelly, you seem like a good guy, and I'm trying to make this, but boy, there's a really tough relationship between her and her mom. Yeah. So we talk about everyone's favorite person who's been invited on a trip with a murder cult.
I still say Three Angels.
They're gonna murder her. They're gonna meet their Charles Manson in Ocean City, and they're gonna dismember her.
I want to talk about this song that played when Danielle. It's like this. It's like you got all eyes on me, all eyes on me. Got it. And I Shazammed this actually.
Yeah,
and this is actually a song by a girl group from. It actually, ironically, they tried to get together in the 90s when they were teenagers, and then two of them got pregnant, and one of them got a job at a button factory.
Okay,
so they're a girl group now in their mid 40s, and their name's called All Eyes on Heard, but it's HER is capitalized because they like to wear boots. Anyway, ironically, though, that
was a really long explanation to get nowhere.
They're all from Toronto, so it makes no sense. They're not from the country. Anyway,
so what do you think of Danielle's new hair extensions? Do they do anything for her?
The wind is blowing a lot on the date. If the wind wasn't blowing, I actually kind of think
it would be better. But I will
what
say,
do you think?
I wrote down. This may be the first person ever who wasn't dramatically improved by hair extensions.
It wasn't dramatic, but yeah. I thought it did look better.
Her hair did look better. It's not... She has to... Because of the way her face is, it's very round. She has to think about... I think she would do with a lot of volume instead of extensions going down.
Well, then she could end up looking like Bev.
Oh, you're right. She could look like that Bev.
I think she needs the length to kind of elongate her face. I think Danielle's hair should always be to her shoulders or longer.
I agree. So, and the friends / murder cult say, It's like we've gone from Danielle to Glam Yell.
Oh my God.
Best line of the show.
Glam Yell. And so,
y'all, they're going to murder her. There's no
I think they're sweet. I think they're sweet, sweet women.
They want to be on television. That's
that
the
want
other
to be on
explanation.
television, but I think they're sweet women that really want to help her. And
it all feels fake, though. It all feels super fake. I don't know if it's
fake. It all feels very. It's just Danielle's so emotionally stunted. It feels like they're telling her stuff like, maybe twirl your hair and you can play with it. Guys like that. And Danielle's like, oh, if I twirl my hair, is he gonna get excited and think that I want to do some adult things? Ooh, I feel good.
But it's kind of like that. It's kind of like. What is the movie? What is the movie where they remake the girl and they take her glasses off? Well, that's all of them. But it's like, if they made that movie, and
what movie is that?
And
There's
they basically
where they take the glasses
instead
off.
of a girl, it's an actual manatee. Like, it's just so bad. Like, it's not someone who looks better when they take her glasses off. Is it Can't Hardly Wait? Am I making that up?
It is Can't Hardly Wait, I think.
With Jennifer Love, huge tits.
No.
She's all that. She's all that.
You know what? I love it that there's a BuzzFeed listicle called 9 movies where the main character takes off their glasses.
There's all of them. And there's so many BuzzFeed listicles.
Princess Diaries, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
She's a manatee.
It was She's All That. That's one of them, but that's not the one I'm thinking. Miss Congeniality. Yeah, that happened. Spider-Man, if we're talking about man. Superman, I guess.
No.
Not another teen. Was it Can't Buy Me Love?
That's an old movie.
There's a movie where it was a blonde.
I don't care about any of this,
but it's bugging the shit out of me now.
I think it's interesting because the girls are gonna come on this date with her, so they're gonna be her wing ladies, and she's never really dated. She says, like, she was in this relationship with a guy with the father of her children, and so she never really dated. And I wrote down when he came in, he's reasonably attractive. This could work. However, and I said he's not really a good match for her because I feel like you need a level of social awkwardness to be with Danielle.
Actually, I think he had that. I think that was more of the problem.
Maybe that was the problem.
Before I get to that, I want to ask you, this is a legitimate question. And sissies that are ladies, come at me.
Sissies.
Ladies. Part of me thinks it's weird that a woman of Danielle's age has to go on a date with her 3 friends.
It is weird.
First. But then another part of me that's not a woman and has not lived as a woman who's been possibly preyed upon and things like that.
Close.
Should that be more acceptable? I don't know. I would like to hear from, I don't think you and I can comment on it.
I don't know. That's true. I would
love to hear from our ladies. Like, do you think it's weird, or do you think that's like a new thing you do, or that you do to keep safe? Because
that's fair.
Guys are gross. So I was just interested in that. But going back to what's his name? Jack, Adam, Igor.
His name is Jason.
Ponzi, Jason. So he is cute, but y'all, is he awkward? Is he socially awkward and quiet, or is he just not into her?
He's not into
both?
her.
Yeah, I kind of think that's it too.
He says though,
y'all, he's a bartender.
Oh God, he's fucked so many women in the bathroom.
And guess what? Bartenders know how to do talk.
Yep,
like they know how to.
He's not interested.
They know how to talk to strangers.
He's not interested. You can see that from the very beginning. He at one point, she cringily moves closer to him, and then I clawed my skin off.
It was really, I felt for her because she
can't read any signals either.
But this is, the only way you get better at dating is going on a lot of bad dates.
No, that's the truth. And I've been on my share of them.
I have too. And that's why I ended up just stopped dating and we just fucked first.
But no, I actually really like dating. I actually really like meeting someone. I like
we know
meeting people.
You're so good at dating, Poodle.
I don't know if I am or not, but I actually like meeting someone out and meeting them in a neutral ground. Because, y'all, my bedroom is not neutral ground. It's a sure thing.
No, once he turns off the black light, it's his space.
Fuck me!
It's true.
I become Jabba the Hutt. Oh, Solo, put it in the hole.
It just gets so, and honestly too, it's like he's 49 and this sounds horrible, but he's not married. So I'm kind of like,
and he's never been married.
What's going on there?
Seems like he's unmoored, to a degree.
I know he didn't seem into her, but he also seemed a little, again, if he's a bartender, he should be good at faking it at least and give good date. And I thought he was super awkward.
He was really bad.
And honestly, I loved it when Danielle said, because she actually said, she said, I don't think, he's like said, I don't feel the connection. And she was disappointed, but she also said, I need someone who's a bit more outgoing and will help me lead the conversation.
And that is fair. Yeah.
And I'm glad that Danielle actually, I feel like that's a big step for Danielle to say what she needs and not what she thinks she can be.
One of my favorite
little wins
is when she said, I met a guy from Tunisia and didn't go good.
Didn't go well.
Classless.
Made bad choices.
I still think "didn't go good" is one of my favorite lines. Didn't go good. Went to New York to see Tom. Didn't go good.
God, give me Darcy and Stacey.
God, bring it back. One of our sissies, I think Sissy Jala, was just talking about it today. Bring me more Darcy and Stacey with ratty extensions, terrible clothes.
I hope we have 10 seasons of Darcy and Stacey. I'm here for it.
I will say that was a really fucking good first season.
It was.
Even though it was in COVID, who cares?
It was great. It was great.
I don't have much more to say about this.
I don't either. It's just Danielle she was like, it's awful.
It was cringy as fuck.
But y'all, here's the deal.
This lid has been really rough.
Don't try to change your thinking. Don't try to get a husband. Try to get rejected.
That's a great way to think about it.
Try to get rejected, and then it's going to change the way you think about dating, and just go out there and have fun.
I don't know if I would say try to get rejected, but I would say be your motherfucking self, almost to the point where it hurts.
Yeah, where it just feels uncomfortable,
and not to the point you're trying to like be inappropriate, but be yourself so much that you just don't allow yourself to accept so many things, especially on a first date. And be yourself when someone says something that you have, your first instinct is, oh, I should respond this way to show I have something in common with them. And instead of that, say, oh yeah, it's not the way I really do things, but I do this. So you're both sharing things and you're not having that weird dating pile on.
You know what I think what you're trying to put a phrase to it. A lot of people when they date, they go about it wrong in the way they either try to be the thing for the other person, or they feel like I need to have radical honesty and I need to talk about everything in my life.
You don't need that either. Yeah,
it's not radical honesty, but it is radical authenticity.
That's a good way to put it. I like that. Look at you, blind squirrel.
I know. Being radically authentic. And like you just said, being yourself that you can say, that's a great way to look at it. That's not how I see that.
One of my favorite questions on a date, and this may be too much. I say, what is a time when you were completely mortified? Because it normally gets us laughing, and it tells me if they can't.
I like that question.
If they can't come up with one, they're not for me.
Well, because that means they don't laugh at themselves.
Exactly.
And that's really important for us.
And they actually can't, they don't have a sense of perspective on their own life.
Yeah, y'all, if you're in the Sissy Squad or on Instagram, maybe we'll have a post. That's a good Sissy Squad post in our Facebook. Someone posts, what are your best date questions?
What are your best date questions? Yeah.
Now with COVID starting to get under control, hopefully a little bit, people I think are going to go out and start dating more. I'm going to
put myself out there again.
Okay, we've got to end the show before he starts to get sexual. Y'all, that's all I have.
It's just going to be whole pics.
Okay. Y'all, you can go to realitygatespodcast.com to find out more information on us. Poodle's still paused on Cameo. You can come at me on
I'm going to start
right
again
now.
soon.
All right, everybody. More Single Life episodes are coming. I thought we were, and also we mentioned that we were going to try to do 2, and we also mentioned that we were going to announce our winners for the March Madness review
tomorrow.
Really? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all, it's going to happen. It'll definitely happen by 90 Day Fiancé, the free feed show.
Yeah.
Next week.
We're not that far into it.
Give us grace.
We can do like a quick little 20-minute show tomorrow after Pig Royalty.
We'll see. We'll see.
Fine.
We'll see. We're already doing another show. We're doing our collab.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, about Britney Spears, y'all. We got that coming up.
We need to talk about Britney.
That with the podcast, we need to talk about Britney. We're going to be talking about making the videos of Toxic and Crazy, right? So that's going to be fun. Don't know when that's going to drop. It's going to drop on their feed, but we will let you know. Y'all, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places? Poodle Boudreaux.
Yes. And if you are putting extensions and you're measuring the extensions to where you decide that maybe when we murder her, the blood won't spatter here. Call us.
Call us.